Hey everyone. Getting on early today. It's Saturday morning, really foggy Saturday morning here in Palm Harbor, Florida. I said Wednesday, I'm going to start something new, kind of a study, a look at Romans chapter 12. Something I've never done here on Compass Church, FL Compass Church, and but as I was studying for an answer I gave Wednesday, I thought, you know what? There's a lot of good stuff in Romans chapter 12 that I need to expound on, especially with all the arguing and divisions and stuff today in the U.S., if not the world. So uh, I'm going to start. And before I do, I'm going to tell you a little about me. I did this before, but I think it's appropriate to do it again. You know, I was wondering, thinking of questions that y'all might have, and one of which is like, well, who am I? Why can I say this stuff? Why, you know, who am I? Um, I heard someone once say that they didn't need a pastor, they didn't need a preacher, they didn't need a teacher for the Bible. They have a Bible in one hand and a concordance in the other. Concordance gives the Greek and Hebrew meanings of words. Um, these are good. I would argue there's a lot more behind it. Can people teach and preach with a Bible and a concordance? Of course. Preachers of the Bible. One of the most righteous women, people who I ever knew that knew the Bible more than anybody was my grandma, eighth grade educated grandma. So you don't need an education, but since I'm going to delve into Romans 12, uh, let you know a little about me. Lifelong, a Christian, follower of Jesus Christ. I went to Liberty, got a degree in theology. That doesn't mean anything. Got a master's in global studies, which means that I understand, appreciate uh, differences in peoples and cultures, ethnicities, celebrate and learn how to interact with people. Um, when I study the Bible, I will probably have at least 7 versions I use. I use a couple commentaries, and I do go back to the Greek and the Hebrew. So that's what I do, and that's why I do this, and that's why I'm really interested in talking about Romans 12 today. Um, Short introduction on me and a short introduction on Romans. One of the things we do, histories are one of the things that I'm really interested in that you learn about. There is no real consensus as to why Romans was written, why Paul wrote Romans. Lots of ideas, lots of theories tossed around, but no real consensus. Um, One of the best explanations I ever heard for Romans was that it was a message that Paul would give to the Roman church if he went there in person. It's kind of what he would have said if he saw him. And one thing to know about Rome, there was no like one church. At this time, it was like little house churches in areas, and some were Jewish, came out of Jewish tradition. Some were Gentile, didn't have that background. Um, One of the issues that Paul discussed is how the Jewish and Gentiles would get along, because the Jews didn't like Paul because he thought he was too Gentile, not Jewish. The Gentiles didn't like Paul because he thought he was too Jewish. So maybe he did it right because everybody hated him. Not really true, but um, that's kind of background. It's what Paul would have said if he was there in person. And I say this because next week it's going to be important in Romans 12 and what I start off with. So that's me, Romans, and that's it. Very short today. All right, guys. Remember, keep up with us at FL Compass Church on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and online, www.flcompasschurch.org. Have a fantastic weekend. Keep those questions coming, and make sure, if you haven't seen, visit Church Happy Hour on Compass Church. New group are starting, place to come hang out, check out, leave a question, have a discussion, share your thoughts. Just kind of a nice place to get a little break from life. Have a fantastic week, and we'll see you Wednesday.